what purpose does Ms. Presley seek recognition? You seek more recognition? Oh, we're done. Good deal. All right, Ms. Stansbury, do you seek recognition?
Yes, Mr. Chairman. I have an amendment at the desk.
The clerk will distribute the amendment to all the members.
Can I reserve a point of order?
And Mr. Cloud reserves a point of order.
Okay, thank you.
What a pleasure. How's it going? Are you canvassing for Lauren Boebert right now? It looks like you're knocking on doors. Well, we all love her. We all love her. You don't need to waste your time with us. We should beam her in to talk about diversity, equity, and inclusion.
Does everyone have the amendment? The clerk will designate the amendment.
Amendment to the amendment in the nature of a substitute to H.R. 8076 as offered by Ms. Stansbury of New Mexico.
Without objection, the amendment is considered as read. Mr. Cloud reserved a point of order. The gentlewoman from New Mexico is recognized for 5 minutes.
All right, thank you so much, Mr. Chairman. And I do thank my colleagues across the aisle for what has been an interesting journey this morning to discuss the history of this country and how we continue our long march on the road to justice and equity. The purpose of this amendment is to try to get at protecting the federal workforce. We know from hearings that we've had in this committee over the last several months as authors of Project 2025, even including one of the chapters was written by a recent appointee nominee to be in Trump's cabinet, that part of the plan of Project 2025 in the Trump administration is to purge the federal workforce. And when you read the actual text of the underlying bill, it appears that this is one of the tools that they're using to purge the federal workforce. Of course, it goes much farther, as has been discussed this morning. It also interferes with the military, which of course is also part of the federal workforce, but also the private sector. It's looking to regulate what the private sector does, including boards of federally traded, stock market traded companies, publicly traded companies, as well as folks who work in the financial markets. So what this amendment would do is simple. It would strike the entire bill and all that follows, and it would replace it with very simple language to protect our federal employees. Federal employees shall be selected and advanced on the basis of competence rather than political or personal favoritism, and no executive branch agency may take action counter to the intent of the law or against the fundamental rights of federal workers who comprise the civil service. And in many ways, this is just a reaffirmation of existing federal employment law, which it's important to note was put in place largely a number of the protections that this bill attacks, not only through the Civil Rights Act to make it possible to make our federal workforce more diverse, but also to protect federal employees after Richard Nixon tried to purge the federal workforce. And so we've seen this playbook before. We saw it in the 1950s with McCarthyism. We saw it during Nixon's tenure in the White House when he tried to purge the federal workforce. This is like a reboot. This is like the new season. This is the new reality TV show. And if you needed any evidence of the fact that we're living in a reality TV show, look at some of the nominees who've been nominated to be the heads of these agencies. So, we just want to make sure we're protecting the federal workforce and that our reality TV cabinet secretaries don't go after them. And that's what this amendment is all about.
Gentlelady's time's expired.
Mr. Chair, I invoke my point of order based on germaneness.
State your point.
Raise a point of order on germaneness.
Okay, I'm prepared to rule. The amendment is not germane to the bill, therefore the amendment is not in order. For what purpose does Mr. Frost seek recognition?
Mr. Chairman, I have an amendment at the desk.
The clerk will distribute the amendment to all members.